Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the layout update for, I suppose, the end of June, beginning of July. I didn't really do, apologies for not doing a layout update in the middle of June. I didn't do not an awful lot, but with working, I didn't get a chance to record on bits what I have done, so I just progressed more the last week or so from what I'd been originally doing, and just decided to throw it all into the end of June, beginning of July update really. So what I'm going to do is I'll go away, and then we'll come back in a second and I'll show you what we've been up to in regards to stuff on the layout, I suppose. So back in a sec. So we're back. The one thing you will notice, or the one thing I have been doing this month is, well, this last 2 days, is sorting out the retaining wall. I have done this one here was the original one I had done. Unfortunately, when moving it and removing it, the glue kind of has ripped apart the car kit, so that's why they're there for a minute, just as leverage, just to keep it sturdy. But I put that piece in there, as it had to be cut, as you can see by there underneath my finger, to fit in nicely against the platform. So it just kind of corners off that section really. I was planning on putting a set of stairs or a bit of a walkway down from the town inn, but I think I'll do that over here somewhere. So then I just built these, the two, well, obviously they come in set of four along, so there's another one to go on here, and that's the fourth piece from this one. Unfortunately, I've had to put in a little piece of or two pieces of card there to bridge the gap. I will be putting some foliage and whatnot up there to hide the gap. I did see when out and about looking for supplies and stuff, 1mm ply or board that I'm going to use, that's going to go all the way along for the backing. So this, because of this piece here not being very strengthened, I'll just stick these to the back seam. I'm not even going to bother screwing them on the wall. I might do in that corner underneath the board, but other than that, that's all I'll do with that one. The one thing I have been doing, well, I'll start here. I put in the boards as I said I would. They're just fixed down onto the batten. I just need to put a layer or two of cork on here just to level it off. As you can see where the pencil is, you can see of how big of a gap, although this corner here, I don't think you're going to be able to see inside there, but it underneath this layer of cork there was 2 layers. This one here is 2 layers of cork due to the board from over here to this board not being level. So I'll tie all this in when I get the chance. So yeah, I put the boards in, put the cork down so far around the corner for the track. I haven't wired this just yet because I was waiting. Well, this was loosely on this bit of board. I didn't want to wire it up till I got these ones in, because I didn't know where the droppers would be going and whatnot. The other major thing I have been doing, which I said I'd been doing I was going to attempt in previous updates, sorry for the camera shaking, which you should be able to see, is the point rodding kit. To the left of the camera, where they go underneath the signal box, they're all glued in, which I will show you in a minute when I move the J11 on the rake of coasters it's got. But this is what I've been doing there's going to be 3 here. Obviously I've glued the 2 so far. They're not glued down just yet because I need to work out the that corner piece, how I've done that one there. I need to work them out and stick them under, but they're all loosely in, as you can see. As I was watching Everard Junction's video on how he did it on his how-to series on his old layout, and for this track here, obviously there's a point there and a point there. They're gonna have to come across here and then go along here. So I haven't put this one in because I need to get the plasticard that he used to go underneath the rails. So I know where it comes out. I'll put in the little whereby are they now? Like the little crankshafts, adjustable crankshaft stuff. So then I know then where they'll go. So I carried on with this corner here. Obviously, same again. There's a piece of plasticard gonna have to come underneath there to here. These aren't. Well, that piece is there, but that will be getting cut down wherever else. So these 2 points here will be controlled by the signal box that's there. I've decided not to go with this signal box, as I hadn't realised until after I bought it and built it that it's a GWR. I'm obviously not doing GWR, and the way that it's set out, because obviously the road bridge is going to go straight across. I don't know if I'm going to build it or scratch build it, whatever, but like a bit of a gantry on the front of the signal box, and the stairs be on the other end. So theoretically it'd be that way, with the stairs going towards the platform and not that way. But I've used it as a rough guide, just so I know that the point rodding will go underneath the gap there. I've got balsa wood, as you can see it. I've just laid it down to represent a wooden path going across the tracks for the signal, the tokens and whatnot. So it's just there as a guide. This will be I will be moving it to over here for the engine sheds or the engine yard, so that the points that are all here, including this one, as I did think of having that one controlled by the main signal box there, but with the road bridge going across, the 2 supports either side of it, I thought, well, originally it was going to go straight across, so I thought, well, the signal box there isn't going to be able to see this point here, although, you know, they don't really need to see him, but I thought, because it's coming into the local yard anyway, this point being controlled by the signal box that's here, so that all this entire area is controlled through point rodding through the signal box, which will go somewhere around about there. I need to work it out, or it might even be over here somewhere. I'm not too sure at the minute. So yeah, I've been gluing them in. There's a few pieces. It's a very fiddly kit. You need, I'd say, a lot of patience to do it. Although, like I said on previous videos, that, you know, I wanted the offense to be like it actually looking like a real railway. So I think it does look. So we'll go this way. It does look pretty good, I think. There's that one for that one, and then obviously the adjustable crank goes underneath there, and then comes along here as a single one. That's a bit, platform's a bit too close by there. So anyway, to that point there, I still haven't wired this area just as yet, as I said, I was waiting for this piece to be in here. Obviously the branch line hasn't got a point going through, so it won't need the point rodding. Just need from this point here all the way from that one to there, and then go straight across underneath the signal box. These two here will have the surface mounted controlled point rod in, so there'll be one here and one there, and that's it really. I haven't really done other than much than, while taking my mind off or waiting for all that to glue down on the point rodding kit, working out with the town seam area. I've marked out on the board where I need to cut, which is that one there, along and down. So then the other portals, the tunnel portals I'll have there, and then however I work it out, I'm thinking of having retaining wall just to keep in the theme. But what I've seen here, you can see there's all it's all cardboard. Although the base of this will be the insulating board. What the idea I'm going with is putting the insulating board down along, and then using offcuts to give the town a bit of height variation. So obviously that'll be like the road coming down, swooping through the village, coming through here, and then going off on the bridge. This will be the same height as this piece here. But yeah, I think it'll look good. So I got the idea of this from Budget Model Railways, seeing their new layout, Rosen Hill, out of cardboard, and I thought, well, this come with a package from my father-in-law. He had a drill thing delivered in the garage, and he asked if I wanted this before he threw it out, and I thought, well yeah, I could use it for having the church a little bit of a higher level than this, although these will be slightly a little bit more up, but having the church set up at, you know, a bit more of a raised level. So it's all, I've marked out roughly where it's all going, the church, the little path, the gate, the walling that's going to come all the way along to here, and then along there obviously. The wall will be off the bridges or the tunnel portals like this piece, but I might make them a bit higher and then just put shrubbery along the top of it. The light switch will be getting hidden by a tree. I might make the tree quite big, like possibly like an old oak tree of some sort, and then obviously have another back board for the back scene. So yeah, that'll be the car park by here, and then what I'm thinking of is the railway cottages being by here, the cafe shop roughly about by here. I'm thinking of getting the pub and the other shop which has a bakery, and possibly having either the pub by here or further up this area, and again the same with the bakery, because I think it does look, although you know, a bit of a height difference at the minute, but it will look quite good I think. And then I was thinking of the other stone buildings, not so much the low relief housing, but the ones with the back gardens on it, and having a few of them in a row somewhere along, and then having a car park like this back bit here for a bit of the cafe and whatnot, with some seating area, and a car park down the bottom here, and then the same again wherever the pub's going to go. The pub have its own car park, and then just like a town car park for the rest of the town. And that's it really. I haven't, as I said, I've not done much, so this was just a quick video just to show you where I'm at basically. I know I've still got all this mess here, but I can't do any of this because I need to put the boards in, which at the minute, although I put these in and it's not so much of a stretch going over here because I was damaging the cork, which by here leaning over I have slightly, but it's not much that you won't be able to notice when I put the other board in. So the next stages to carry on with the retaining wall kits to there, and then buy some more to come along here. And then what I'll do is I'll buy the bridge sections, put them in place, and then I can work out then where, although this piece by here I'll put a board, because the road is going to come down roughly in line with this board here, but I'll use the 1mm ply from there, the off cut, put it up and put it along and just paint it black. I'll do the same when it comes to this, well, by here, before the bridge goes off, just so it ties it all in really. But yeah, get the retaining wall up, and then I can work out then from that corner, because I said that the bridge was initially going to go straight across there, and then there'd be a road come down for the car park. But I'm thinking if the road's going to come from here and go that way, you know, there's a bit more room then for a car park, or even like a road going around the corner and then the car park coming down. Because I'm thinking of the ramp kit, if it comes from that corner there, it goes down, or I don't know how much it'll come down by, or if I put it that way and then it gives all that, then as like probably put a wall by there as well to cut it off as a car park, and then put a few spaces by here, because it is, I wouldn't say there's a lot of space, but if you put a few car parking spaces, at least if they come in, they can reverse and then go back out the same way they came. The wall down the back there, I don't know if you can see it, is quite close together by there. So this area is not going to be usable, unfortunately. I should have thought about moving the platform that way a bit more, but it doesn't really matter. It's, you know, this is all a learning curve for myself. And then obviously you can see I've centered in the platform here, so it's got passengers and goods. Put this in. I was thinking of getting the Metcalf kit goods yard, but I'm thinking this. I think this will suit in better. I think because it makes it look like there was, you know, they're handling 2 tracks, but then brick that up, and then they've only gone for the one. So as I said, the ramp, or some form of ramp, will come down, and then all this then will be for goods yards. And then I'm thinking of putting in a small little wall where these are, just so it, I don't know if I can get down to the height level, it just, you know, so you don't see the, just instead of seeing that all the time, you've got a bit of a scenic break from seeing the track, I suppose. But it does look, it's coming along nicely. The only one thing is we're trying to currently save up for Florida, which we're going to in November for 2 weeks. So certain bits, like all these retaining wall kits, and the bridges, I could have bought months ago, and I could have got a lot further than what I have. But unfortunately, with trying to pay for Florida and save up, that's where most of my money's going at the minute. Although I will be still doing small bits and bobs on the layout, buying 1 or 2 kits here and there if I can. But I know I've got other things to be doing, like painting the bottom of the boards, wiring certain places. I'm doing some of this point rodding kit as well. So I have got a lot of work to still be carrying on doing, or petering with. So I will be chucking out layout updates. They might not be long or whatever, but I'm still here. Just apologies for not doing one last month really, but as I said, I didn't really do a lot to warrant a video update. I've watched a lot of you guys with your updates and how your layouts are progressing. So yeah, it's going well. It's going slow, but you know, you don't want to rush it, because if you rush it, then you're not going to get the look you're after really. So I'm going to leave it on that, and I will see you in the next update, which should be in a week or two, I suppose. So yeah, we'll see you on the next update, and I will bid you farewell.